Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sagebrush Happy Hour Journal entry for August 5th, 2025. Beautiful summer's day out here. It's 85 degrees, sunny with a slight breeze. It was a little bit windy earlier, and I was we were kind of under a red flag warning earlier today, but the wind seems to have calmed down, and we're getting a little bit more cloud cover and hopefully a little bit more humidity. And so it's always concerning when we have wind, heat, and low humidity all together. But fortunately, no new fires that I know of, and so we're in good shape, and so it's summertime. I did have a doctor's appointment today, and just basically a annual screening where they do a CT scan of your lungs just to make sure that former smokers don't have lung cancer. And so I'm fairly confident. I've had that for the last 2 years and haven't had anything come up in the screening. So I'm fairly confident about that and happy about that. And it's just one of those things about kind of keeping ahead of your health. And so another thing I did this morning was my friend Gil has been having some heart problems, and he's been, they've been taking his pulse, and it's been as low as 30 beats per minute at times, and he's 80 years old. So what I did is I basically lent him or gave him my smartwatch. And so smartwatches, if you don't have one, for a long time I thought, what do you really need one for? I have my phone. I don't really need another iPad, and I don't really need an Apple Watch or, anything like that. And so there's, the smart watches, kind of range from, the $10 Fitbits that just are basically pedometers, and up to, expensive Apple Watches and that sort of thing. And so I kind of was just bought a, $60 one off Amazon that had the one feature that I really liked, which was an always on display. And so, I always thought, it was kind of silly to have a watch that you needed two hands to read. And so, that was one of the nice features about that watch, is that it had an always on display. But the main thing was that it kept, records of your heart rate, and it keeps does your blood oxygen saturation, and it keeps track of your sleep. And so it's they're kind of really good for health monitoring. And so they basically sync up with an app on your phone, and whether it's Android or Apple. And it also syncs up with the health apps. And so you can basically chart your heart rates and your blood oxygen and your sleeping habits and some of these other things using a smartwatch. And I think that's, I'm being a kind of a data nerd, that I find that really interesting. And the other thing, of course, is it keeps track of your steps and exercise, and then interpolates from that what your calories are. And so in my case with that smartwatch, which was just basically a no-name Chinese smartwatch that integrated with an app called, I think it was called OnWear or something like that. And that basically used the phone's GPS to chart your steps. And so whenever I'd go on the walks with PD in the morning, I could keep track of my steps and my distance and where I'd gone. And so I have a pretty modest goal of 6,000 steps per day. And so they're not the 10,000 supposedly recommended that, according to some studies is ridiculous, and other studies are just like, hey, you should probably be doing 15,000 steps a day. But I don't know exactly what that is, but I know my goal is 6000. So anyway, what I did is lent or gave that watch to Gil so that they can monitor his heart rate and his blood oxygen. And, of course, being an older person is I'm going to have to do a little bit of learning curve with them on how to get to sync with their watch, their smartphone, and get them up and running on that. And so if they like that, they can keep it, and I'll order another smartphone, and another smartwatch. And the only other feature that I didn't like, that I didn't have on that smartwatch that I would look for in a new smartwatch, is that besides the always-on display, I would like to have the basically touchless charger, where you can just rest it on a phone charger, and it will, I guess, I don't know what it's called, hands-off phone charging or whatever, where you don't have to look around for a specific cable for it, is that it can sit onto a basically watch charger. So that's what's happening within the world of smartwatches on the Mesa today. So cheers, everybody.